partly because of our own internal weaknesses. We had made a lot of developments. You remember, Africa is the origin of man. All human beings started here. And we had made a lot of progress. However, we had some internal weaknesses which the foreigners used to conquer us. That one should not be forgotten. We were conquered because we still had we had some gaps which our leaders, the chiefs, did not detect in time. I think what Natasha is doing is in the right direction. I'm glad you people, you are encouraging her. Now, we need to agree, as we revive these languages, we should also agree on a common lingua franca, Swahili, so that we promote it. Yes, we have Rinyankwere, we have Achori, we have our respective languages, but we have the East African language of Swahili. Now, Swahili is a good denominator, able to be absorbed by everybody. So I think the strategy should be preserve our individual languages, but promote Swahili also and enrich it. I think the way forward should be to promote, revive our, emphasize and our languages, but promote Swahili as a regional language, while we maintain English as an international language, and then enrich Swahili with the words from here. So I therefore congratulate Natasha and her group, and it is now my pleasure. I launched the whole thing.
I've come to find out, though, from Honorable Beatrice Sakelo, that there are a big number of musicians we had not yet had the time to meet. And I hope, with Honorable Kelo's guidance, we'll be able to meet other young artists and see what more value we can add to our country. Times in history and the boundaries of their lands. God did this so that they would seek him and perhaps reach out for him and find him, though he is not far from any one of us. Therefore, seeing as we are in this time in history, by God's grand design, I pray that we will indeed find God, and with his help, for us all to do our best to build Uganda into the jewel of the heart of Africa. Thank you.
All the cultures come from one man, Adam. Culture is a gift from God. God is a God of variety. God enjoys to see variety. When you look at the plants, when you look at the animals in the game park, everywhere when you look at the fish, you see very clearly that God is a God of variety. He really enjoys variety, even when we are looking where we are now. It's not only in animals and plants, but also in human beings. So culture, God enjoys culture. When people start to dance and speak in different languages, God enjoys that because he's the God of culture and diversity. So culture includes our language, our music, our dances, our dressing, the naming, the social norms, the traditions, the weddings. All these things are the manifestation of the collective thinking and behaviors of the people. When the language grows, then the ideas grow. It means science can grow, democracy and the politics can grow, commerce can grow, when commerce, trade, leadership.
As Africans, our rich cultural heritage is to promote our culture and tradition. And it is a source of strength and identity which Madame NATASHA KARUGIRE has dedicated herself to document and promote our culture. Madame, we are so grateful. I was so happy when I was watching documentary here. I couldn't believe that you have recorded and documented something which our grandmothers, they used to do, the way they...
We gather here today not only to lament Africa's inability to articulate its history, culture, and identity, but also to reclaim our subjugated truth. Mrs. NATASHA KARUGIRE deserves praise for raising an alarm about the existential threat our culture faces. All of us are here in response to that alarm. Even though colonialism subdued our forefathers, they nevertheless left seeds of resistance. Mr. President, you're one of those seeds. Before you, there were others, the likes of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. Yes, the one who said, binadamu wote ni ndugu zangu na Afrika ni moja. It was the American revolutionary Malcolm X who asked the fundamental question, which I repeat today. Who taught you to hate yourselves? We seem to think that everything African is associated with negativity. Words associated with black are negative. The black sheep, blackmail, blacklist, and so on and so forth. We must love ourselves before others can love and respect us. If they are to demolish the cultural tower of Babel that has turned our youth into parrots of other people's cultures, then they have to go back to the root and dig up the cultural treasures we have and bring them to light.
Reminding us and urging us that we better go back to our roots. It is amazing, it is interesting that it's coming from a child who should have been spoiled and looking at what we are now cherishing as primitive.